Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 22. So today is my very first race here in MotoGP 22 using DrAce right here in Portimao. So first things first, right off the bat there, look how easy that was to get up in the inside of about 20 riders within seconds just for bringing the acceleration on the line. I think that needs to be fixed. For context, I'm using pro settings with AI is set at 120% difficulty, and I've got to be honest with you, it feels a bit too easy, and that's not good. As far as I'm concerned, I want more of a challenge. I'm going to have to resort to bringing the power down to power setting 1 just to make the races interesting for content, and that's never ideal, and I don't like slowing myself down just to make sure the AI can put up a decent fight. But as far as I'm concerned, we're still going to make good content on this game, and I'm still enjoying my time with it. However, let's discuss what's actually changed, because I can tell you now, not a lot has changed, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but at the same time, we would like a little bit more. So let's discuss what has actually changed. Now, first things first, it's the bikes. The bikes have changed dramatically in the sense of you've got a new feature now with the ride height device. I don't think the bikes feel as good as last year. I think MotoGP 21 had that feeling of riding on the edge a little bit more than MotoGP 22, and I'm finding there's a few weird glitches with the braking. Now, sometimes you can be braking and it feels fantastic, but if you get to a specific part on a specific corner, your bike gets completely sucked in and you cannot move at all. And you're probably thinking, okay, maybe you've locked the brakes or something like that, or maybe you've gone on a berm of the part of the track, but no, I'm talking specific tracks have specific parts where you just get sucked in, and for some reason your entire bike just stops working. You cannot move it in at all. Primera corner here of turn 1 in Portimao did do that once or twice. The fourth corner in Qatar gave me massive troubles. For some reason, every single time I went into that corner, it would just suck me in and I couldn't move. I literally couldn't turn the motorcycle. Also, turn 5 going into the Tour VIP corner here in Portimao also gives you that feeling of I can't push into the left anymore, which does make sense because I don't think DrAce could really lean any more over, so I guess that one makes sense. But I do find the bikes feel a little bit too planted, like they're on rails, they're really stuck to the ground. Maybe that is more accurate since of course these winglets and the ride height device and the way the bikes are set up, maybe they are really planted to the floor. Maybe the motorcycle is like glued compared to what we think it looks like. At least I always felt it was going to be a bit slippy slidey, but I guess it would make sense because the riders don't slip and slide all over the place in real life. But for me, I still prefer MotoGP 21, but I've done around 8 hours on MotoGP 22 by now, after recording this, recording all my other footage, etc, etc. And I still feel like MotoGP 21 was better, but it's still early days, you know, it's teething problems getting used to the new game. But what I will say is, it's not bad, it's not a disappointment, I'm more than happy to continue playing it. The ride height device, I think, is just a placebo effect, in a way. I think it's also just a little bit of a feature that they wanted to include, so you've got a sort of an item for show, if you want. It's just all bells and no whistles, I don't know, it doesn't do anything for me. I've tried ride height device on, I've tried it off, my lap times are identical, so I don't really know what the point of it is. I like it, it looks good, and I'm tempted to use it when I see it because a button on the screen says click it and I want to click it, so yeah, I don't know, it seems okay, but I've got to do a lot more testing with that. I have been trying the older motorcycles like the 990s, the 800s, and I've been trying Moto 3 and Moto 2. Now of course, if you're a fan of MotoGP 21 and you think the game's great, then you'll probably think MotoGP 22 is just as good, if not better or if not worse, so you can't really go wrong. But one thing I will say is it's got me irked once again is the outdated content. I think 22 might be the worst one yet for outdated content. Literally nothing has been updated. There is hardly anything from 2022 in this video game. Now of course you've got DrAce with the RNF with you Yamaha, and you've got the Enea Bastianini with the Gresini team. But apart from that, that's it. Everything else is identical to what it was this last season, and yes, I get it. We'll be getting an update soon, we'll be doing a fresh patch and we'll see it, but come on. Why not just have the game come out in May? Why not have it come out a little bit later with everything complete? Because The way I look at it now is you've spent your 60 quid on a game that you expect to be 2022's version of MotoGP, which you will eventually get, but you've not got it yet when you actually paid 60 quid. I don't know, I'm a little bit cheesed off with that one because I was really looking forward to seeing all the other liveries, deciding who I'm going to be with in my career mode, and then realising that half of the career mode's liveries are all outdated, and then therefore I want to change my mind halfway through the season. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed about that, but I guess I should have expected it. It's nothing new, it happens in pretty much everything nowadays, so I guess I should just buckle it up and just accept it, but I'm still pretty ticked off about it. But as far as the game modes go, of course, really solid stuff this year actually, from regarding the MotoGP Academy, the tutorials that are in the game as well for new beginners and obviously even experts. You know, if you want to hone your skills, you can do that as well. Liking stuff like that, I think that's crucial, but also at the same time, don't worry, you've got a lot more braking guide tutorials, acceleration guide tutorials and everything else from DrAce, so make sure you're subscribed for a lot more content like that, and any assistance that you need, I'm here in the comment section ready to help. But getting back to the action that is unfolding beneath us, Marquez leading the way with Dovizioso in second, I do feel really good with this bike. I do feel really good with the bikes in general, and I think that's because it hasn't really taken too much of a difference from MotoGP 21. So the bikes, the races, the tracks still feel very familiar, so I'm feeling pretty confident. But if this is your first MotoGP game, you may have a tough time with it, and I think some things are going to be a little bit overwhelming, as they usually are for bike games. They are kind of intimidating, and I must confess I kind of felt a little bit intimidated by the ride height device. It kind of threw me off, and I thought I'm going to have to change my control scheme. I'm going to have to try and position this ride height device in somewhere on the controller where I want to use it. I actually opted for the X button, well A button if you're on an Xbox controller, and I think I'm happy with that so far. I'm content with it there, and I've been using it, which, as I say, I don't know if it actually helps or not, but it's a feature and I couldn't help but to use it, so still undecided with that one so far. But to conclude my final thoughts really about this game and how I'm feeling and how much content I'm going to be doing for it, stay positive guys. I'm going to be doing a hell of a lot of content for MotoGP 22, so I cannot wait to really get my teeth into this one. I've played, as I mentioned earlier, about 8 hours. Really got into it, did a lot of game modes, a lot of races. Thankfully, Sergio23 has made my helmet, which looks absolutely fantastic. I'll show you some features very soon, and then we can start our career mode. But apart from that, same or similar feeling to what I had when I had MotoGP 21. I was a bit more impressed and blown away with MotoGP 21 compared to 22, but my feeling's still positive. I'm feeling still good, and I'm still looking forward to making a lot of content, so I hope you guys are too. But let me know what you guys think. How do you feel about the MotoGP 22? Did you pick it up? Are you going to wait for it to be coming on sale? I definitely did consider buying it on sale, or even considered purchasing on the PlayStation 5. I actually opted for PC here right now. But the game looked good. Actually, something I've not mentioned is that the game does look good. It looks good, but at the same time, it doesn't look breathtaking. I do feel that some of the face scans are great, and then some of them are just downright awful. But the majority of the game, I like the attention to detail. We're getting somewhere with MotoGP games, and I think that's what we needed. We've got some of the LED signs around the track, so when there's been a crash, you see yellow LEDs light up, green LEDs to let you know it's safe. Good stuff like that. One thing I'm going to mention as well, which is just a nitpick, there's still no images of the rider when someone crashes. It just says someone's crashed. It doesn't say whom. I always find that disappointing. It's always nice to know who has crashed, because if it's a championship contender or something like that, it's very important. It's really vital for you to know. And also, one thing I will say is just another nitpick. I did find that the balance of the riders is a little bit off. I had Darren Binder smashing qualifying in one of the sessions, which, hey, it could happen. But for now, in the current climate, I don't think Darren Binder is going to top the session here in Portimao on the RNF Yamaha. I just don't think it's going to happen. He might prove me wrong in Portimao this weekend, but I don't think so, to be quite honest with you. And also, Enea Bastianini and Fabio Di Gianantonio's team, the Gresini team, massively out of shape there for turn 13. They are a 70% performance, where this RNF Yamaha is at 85%. That's got to change. I mean, come on. But the good news is, no major stutters, no major crashes, no major issues with the game, so that is great news. One minor fault I did have, but I don't know whether it was on my end. I was getting a lot of input delay on PC in some of the moments. I had difficulties with Qatar, but since then, I've not had it, so let's stay positive for now. But let's take a look at the standings then of this Grand Prix. Marquez winning with Dovizioso and Joan Mir on the podium. But more importantly, let's take a look at Parc Ferme to see if that's changed and, of course, the podium. Okay, so a slightly different animation. We've still got something very similar, which I'm absolutely fine with, but a little bit of a different animation where he's sort of cheering on. Oh, here we go. Marquez and Joan Mir studying the pits, having a very, very courteous chat with their helmets still on. I always find that odd. I mean, if you've taken the helmets off for the pit lane and for the main menus, and you've got the face scans, why not have them off in the in the Parc Ferme? Anyway, well, they're going to be taken off in a second for the podium celebration, aren't they? But yeah, good to see some stuff. There's Alberto Puig. Looks very, very good, actually. That's a great face scan for him. But I guess, guys, that is it. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my first impressions of MotoGP and my first race, of course. And if you did, let me know in the comment section down below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in a lot more DrAce videos. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.